UFC Paris is an excellent event. It has a fantastic main card headlined by Gane versus Sergey Spivac and co-headlined by Manon Fiorot versus Rose Namajunas, but that doesn't mean we should ignore the prelims, especially when there are a few bangers that guarantee fireworks. Here are the 3 UFC Paris prelim fights that you shouldn't miss. Farid Basharat versus Clayton Rodriguez. Javid Basharat's younger brother Farid recently made a brilliant start to his UFC career. Undefeated like his elder brother, Farid Basharat burst onto the scene with an excellent performance in Dana White's Contender Series and beat a very credible opponent in Damon Blackshear in his UFC debut in March. The younger Basharat is a grappler per se, but he is very well-rounded, as fighters in the smaller divisions usually are. He has nice movement, great low kicks, good feints, and a nice jab, which he uses to good effect. Basharat's also very good at circling away from danger quickly when his opponents push forward. The undefeated 10-0 fighter has excellent takedowns and submissions, so we should expect him to wrestle a lot. Doing so won't be easy, however. 8-2 as a professional, Clayton Rodriguez is also a very well-rounded fighter. Rodriguez can crack, and he most recently dispatched Shannon Ross in under a minute at UFC 284. If Farid Basharat makes the mistake of overextending as well, the Brazilian will make him pay for his power punches. Rodriguez is very explosive and athletic. He throws tons of high kicks and flying knees, and he likes to pressure his opponents. He is also very good on the mat, so he will give Basharat a really tough time. Having said that, I think Basharat has the skills to take Clayton down and finish him on the mat. I won't be surprised with a knockout either. Ange Loosa versus Rhys McKee. Ange Loosa versus Rhys McKee is another fight we need to keep an eye on. McKee will be making his second UFC debut at UFC Paris. His first promotional stint was a nightmare. He was literally fed to the wolf in Khamzat Chimaev in 2020. The Chechen Swede absolutely steamrolled him to earn a finish in the second round. In his second UFC fight, McKee lost to Alex Morono and was released by the UFC. Now on a 3-fight winning run, McKee hopes to earn his first UFC victory against a tough opponent in Ange Loosa. The American is a very tough test for McKee, make no mistake about it. He is a seriously talented welterweight with a very compact striking skill set. He likes to trade shots in the pocket, but he is far from a stand-and-bang fighter. Loosa mostly works off his jabs and throws big punches down the pipe, so he is very tricky to deal with. But the power he packs in those punches is the real worry for McKee. Loosa also has a very nice ground game, although he hasn't really been tested on the mat yet. McKee has improved a lot since his first stint in the UFC. His cardio in particular is better than what it used to be a few years ago. Like Loosa, McKee also likes to stand in his opponent's face and trade shots, using subtle footwork and head movements to dodge punches. He is better on the mat than Loosa, however, it'll be interesting to see how Loosa copes with a step up in competition. It's a tough test for McKee in his return fight in the UFC, but I think he will succeed in passing with flying colors. Taylor Lapierre versus Muin Gafuro. Another prelim you absolutely can't afford to miss is Taylor Lapierre versus Muin Gafuro. Like McKee, the Frenchman will also be making his second UFC debut on the back of 5 consecutive victories. In his first stint in the promotion, he competed 4 times with 3 wins and a loss, which is pretty good to be fair, but he was unexpectedly let go by the UFC in 2016. Will he make the most of his second opportunity in the UFC? Lapierre is 18-3 in MMA with 4 knockouts, 6 submissions, and 8 decisions, so he's very well-rounded. Lapierre isn't particularly a world beater when it comes to wrestling, but he has a solid takedown defense which will come in handy against Muin Gafuro. The Frenchman is a very capable striker, and he has the tools to outstrike Gafurov and win by a decision if the fight stays on the feet. Now, the reason why I'm going for a decision victory for Lapierre is that although he has knockout power, Gafurov has a very sturdy chin. He has never been finished in his career. The Tajik is a very well-rounded fighter. He has a great cardio, a very well-rounded skill set, and as mentioned earlier, he has a very sturdy chin. It's almost as if he was born with an extra layer of protection. Gafurov is 18-5 as a professional and has a finish rate of over 90%. Out of his 18 victories, 10 have come by way of a knockout and 7 by submission. So if he is to win this fight, it'll most likely be a finish. Lapierre has never been finished in his career either, and his losses have come against a few seriously talented fighters, like Magomed Bibulatov and Eric Perez. I'm expecting an entertaining fight, but I think Lapierre will keep the fight standing and outstrike Gafurov to make a winning return to the UFC. Who do you guys think will win? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.